The rebound effect. Hi friends, welcome back to another video. If you're new around here, I am Emily, otherwise known as Shamanism. You can call me pretty much anything, just don't call me late for dinner. Welcome to the channel, it's my pleasure to have you. If you're new here, I'm a musician, a vibrational healer, an author, an entrepreneur, and a gardener, and a comedian, and many other things. So it's so good to have you. Thank you for joining me. And if you're coming back, thank you again for returning. I thought we would talk about a concept called the rebound effect. Now, many of you may already be familiar with a similar concept. A lot of people refer to this in a different way. I think they call it the slingshot effect. It's essentially the same thing. So what the rebound effect is much like you might be familiar with in fact, relationships. Oftentimes people talk about how don't get under someone else to get over somebody, or not jumping into a, quote, rebound relationship. So essentially, what the rebound effect is, if I can put it somewhat crudely in my own words, is the potential for light that comes from experiencing or being in the dark. That's going to be my own crude definition. What I mean by that is, if you want to think of the slingshot for a moment, when you pull that slingshot back before you actually let the projectile go, that you can think of as being when we experience challenges in our life. And then the whole point of the rebound effect or the slingshot effect is that after the dark, the pull back, the step back, the set back literally, is that you are catapulted into, I would almost say every single time, into a better experience afterwards. So essentially what the rebound effect is, as I said earlier, it's the potential for light within the darkness. Something that you can do if you notice that you're in the rebound effect is to take note of what's not working in your life, because oftentimes this can be a call to really get into that and then remove that thing. And that is a part of the then rebound effect, which is just taking this slingshot action and making it vertical and up and down. So if you think of someone bouncing on a trampoline like this, then you understand what I'm talking about. And you think of when you hit the ground and you sink down into that trampoline, that's the dark stuff. And then when you get to bounce back up, that's the fun stuff. That's the good things, the boing, wee, and the like, oh, not so fun, and then wee, as gravity pulls us back down, and then wee. So, you know, if you're looking to fly in your life, if you're like I recently once was, you're kind of looking at some of these other folks who have been on a high vibe for a long time, and you're like, what's the secret? Like, how are they staying that way though? How are they staying at that level? I am starting to believe that perhaps the secret is not that they necessarily stay at that level. It's that they've gotten so adept at the rebound effect. So that, let's say they're flying. This is, a person's an awkward bird, right? They're flying along and then all of a sudden, whoop, one of those challenges, and they get tethered to the ground for a second. My friend explained it to me like this, and I love it. And then depending upon like where you are in your journey, when you get pulled down and you're stuck and you're like, what am I doing on the ground? I'm not flying anymore. The people who are up there who maintain their level of vibration have simply learned to cut the tie that's tied them to the ground and fly back up quicker than most of us. So their recovery time is faster. And the last thing I want to share about the rebound effect is that if you catch yourself in a part of this phase, don't panic. Understand, in fact, and I'd even invite you to be calm if you notice that you're experiencing this. Why? Because, as people very clichély say, it's the calm before the storm. Either way, if you are in darkness, understand that quite often that is just the predecessor for a whole bunch of light and a whole bunch of good things coming your way. So it can sometimes be a comfort to those struggling, myself included, to know that, you know what, there genuinely is light at the other side of whatever you're experiencing. And I thought, since that is something which has helped me so much, let me share this information with you all, that if any of you are experiencing a really dark time in your life, know, not just guess, actually know from someone who has gone through it for many times and many cycles in my life that it will end and that you will come through it a better person and that your life will be a modicum easier when you do. It sounds insane, and it has been true for me, I think, every single time I've ever experienced darkness in my life. So if you are going through it, know that you are not alone and that I've been there and that this too shall indeed pass. So if you know anyone who else might need to hear this message, please do share this message with them. Subscribe, as that helps me to get these messages out there to those folks like you who need to hear them. And last but not least, if you, my beautiful spirit soul, need any support or health coaching, or you want a $10 intuitive yes or no reading, then please don't hesitate to reach out to yours truly at this email address, where it would be my genuine pleasure to serve you in whatever way I can. Have a beautiful and a blessed rest of your day or night, and I will see you, gorgeous cats, in the next one. Namaste, much love, and stay healthy. Bye. After the storm comes the calm, or it's to take a note. You're like, if you think of someone bouncing on a trampoline, don't get under someone else to get over somebody. The dark, the pull back, the step back, the set back, literally. You're stuck and you're like, what am I doing on the ground? I'm not flying anymore. What's the secret? Like, how are they staying that way though? How are they staying at that level? Cut the tie that's tied them to the ground and fly back up. You hit the ground and you sink down into that trampoline. That's the dark stuff. And then when you, and you get to bounce back up, that's the fun stuff. That's the good things. The boing, wee, and the like, oh, not so fun. And then wee, as gravity pulls us back down, and then wee.